Jimmy Butler is starting to lose serious money as a result of this recent string of suspensions by the Miami Heat. And here we have a Miami Herald article that does a really good job of breaking down just how much money Jimmy Butler is losing. And as we scroll to the bottom, it reads, this has Butler set to lose at least $5.7 million of his $48.8 million salary for this season. Now, some of this money could potentially be offset, but either way, Jimmy Butler has already lost millions of dollars that he will never get back. And now let's play a clip from inside the NBA.
Jimmy just wasted money. I mean, he's lost $3 million he's never going to see. That's a lot of money. No matter how much money you got, $3 million is a lot.
And that was Charles Barkley talking before this most recent suspension, where the Miami Heat suspended him indefinitely for at least a period of 5 games. And let's go ahead and look at Jimmy Butler's career earnings on Sport Trac. Jimmy Butler has made a significant amount of money. His career earnings are at over $312 million, but this is pre-tax money. If we factor in taxes, his career earnings are closer to $210 million. And then when we look at his most recent money loss, which is $5.7 million, and we calculate that against his career earnings, Jimmy Butler has lost about 2.5% of his career earnings in the last, let's say, month and a half span, possibly 2 months with the Miami Heat. So he is just continually losing money. And that really is the point here, is that Jimmy Butler's engaged in a losing game. So it appears he's in an ego-driven standoff with the Miami Heat front office, namely Pat Riley. And so he's just losing money this entire time. And that's the problem. If this was something else, if he was engaged in some type of gamesmanship on social media, or if this was the off season, he wouldn't be losing money throughout the entire standoff. But as it is, he's doing things, he's engaging in behavior that's resulting in suspensions. And these suspensions mean that he is guaranteed to lose money. And so if he wants to engage in gamesmanship, he should try another tactic, something else. Maybe it's just passive aggressive social media posts, whatever it is, something else where he's not guaranteed to lose money every time. And that's what's happening. So the Miami Heat, of course, they're losing in the sense that they have to deal with the media questions. The organization has some disorder. There's some chaos involved. There's the constant questions around Jimmy Butler. Of course, the Miami Heat don't want that, but they're not losing money for every game that is played. And if we go back to this Miami Herald article, we can see that there are two types of suspensions. So for games that Butler is missing for punishments deemed as quote unquote conduct detrimental to the team, he's losing $336,000 per game. And then when the suspended games are labeled as punishment for quote unquote intentionally withholding services, he's losing $532,000 a game. So as Charles Barkley said, he's just wasting money right now. I know he's trying to make a point, but it's a really expensive point to make, and it's an unnecessary one. He could just be playing the games and cashing his checks all the while. He might not even be traded. It's difficult to trade him because of the circumstance, because of the player option he holds. So it will be difficult. As we're seeing, it's difficult to trade him. If it wasn't difficult, the Miami Heat would probably have already made a trade, given how much trouble Jimmy Butler is causing. But the point here is not that there's a disagreement between Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat front office. This happens from time to time in sports. Sometimes players want more money. Sometimes they want an extension. But the problem is that while he's engaged in this battle with the Heat front office, he's losing money the entire time. I will link to the Miami Herald as well as Sport Trac and the NBA on TNT episode where I played this clip from. I will link to all three of those resources in the description.